I'm John Doyle. I'm running for the state Senate in the 16th Senatorial District. I served in the House of Delegates, and I think you can see by my record that I stand for clean air and clean water and good public schools. And I want to restore reproductive freedom for the women of West Virginia. I served in the United States Army in Vietnam, and I'm a graduate of Shepherd University. And I ask for your vote on November 5th. Authorized by Doyle for the Eastern Panhandle. Alan Stern, Treasurer.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
It's time for the excitement of NCAA Division II football featuring the Shepherd Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's coverage is brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, CMA Chrysler Dodge, WVU East, the law firm of Burke Schultz Harmon and Jenkinson, RAI Properties, Parsons Ford, Rocks, John Hardy, Gary Kelly Allstate, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
Standing by is our TV10 broadcast team, so let's head to the field and get today's pregame show underway.
We welcome you out here to Ram Stadium as we get set for Shepherd Rams football here on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. The Rams welcome in the Bloomsburg Huskies. Shepherd comes into the matchup at 5-3, while Bloomsburg sits at 4-4. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Travis Smith, here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. W. Harley Miller Systems providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931. or visit whmsystems.com. Travis, as we look at this matchup between Shepherd and Bloomsburg, it was a win last year for Bloomsburg, their first ever against Shepherd, 13-10 in upset fashion on the road. That hurt last season. It was a loss that put Shepherd in a predicament where it had to win out to make the postseason. They were able to do that. This year, though, with the 3 losses already heading into this matchup, it doesn't seem like this team will have a path to the playoffs this year, even if they were to win out, would need significant help after the loss last week to Kutztown. Talking to the team, talking to the coaching staff, it sounds like it's about playing for the name on the front of the jersey, playing for the program, playing for the pride of trying to continue the success of Shepherd University football.
And what that kind of highlights is the type of success that Shepherd has enjoyed over the years, that you have an opportunity possibly to go 9-3 if Shepherd's able to win out, and being able to win that many games and still look at that season as kind of a letdown. That lets you know that the type of expectations that they have coming in and year out. And Coach McCook has been preaching this the past couple of weeks. You really just have to focus on the test that's right in front of you. And today the Rams are coming up against a Bloomsburg team. They they have been battling injuries all year long, but despite that, they're still sitting at 4-4. So certainly not a team that Shepherd can take lightly. There's a big crowd on here today. Beautiful weather, great football weather. So the Rams are really going to have to come and shake off that loss from last week. That was a disappointing loss against a very good team. So, I mean, you can kind of take that loss with a grain of salt. Kutztown has put it on quite a few teams this year. So you just happen to be another victim of that Golden Bears football program. So coming into today's game, you have a chance to hit the reset button and go out there and get a quality win against an opponent that has some confidence going despite all the injuries that they've been dealing with this year.
Yes, Bloomsburg, a very beat-up team. Shepherd and Bloomsburg here today. It's senior day for the Rams. It's also their military appreciation day, so a lot of things being played for. Of course, the Rams have a very talented senior class that have been a part of some of those great winning seasons, so we'll highlight them throughout the day here as Shepherd hopes to pick up a win against the Bloomsburg Huskies. But let's go ahead and take our first 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from Shepherd Rams head football coach Ernie McCook. This is Shepherd Rams football on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 2 minutes.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon & Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon & Jenkinson at 304-LAWYERS. Or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
Our coaches' interviews are brought to you by Parsons Ford, located 1400 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, or online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. Now joined by the head coach of the Shepherd University Rams, Ernie McCook. Coach, 24-0 loss, tough loss for your team, obviously. What did you kind of take away from the game?
You know what, it was really, obviously, felt really good about how the defense played. I think defense played extremely well against a good football team. I was disappointed with our production on offense. We were inconsistent. We turned the ball over. We've got to be better if we're going to play at a high level. We need to be a better football team and find a way to win there against a good. And Kutztown's a good football team, but we've got to, for us to compete at a national level, we've got to be able to compete in that football game.
You mentioned the defense playing well, giving you some opportunities possibly to get on the board or make it a little bit closer. Just for your defense, they've been good all year, but have had maybe a few games the last few weeks where things haven't been as well as it was last week. So what do you think that does for your defense moving forward?
Well, I think our defense is something that we've felt all year long we could lean on and build the team around, for our success. We knew we felt very good about our defense coming into the season. And they've done nothing but be able to step up week in and week out and do what they're supposed to do. And kudos to them. Hopefully they'll continue to play this weekend and as we finish out the season at a high level and keep getting better. Hopefully our offense will be able to execute. We'll be able to be in sync offensively, kind of work through the difficult things that we have going on, which I'm 100% confident that we will. And, I think our team will show a lot of grit and determination how we react to this past weekend's loss. We came to work on Sunday. We really evaluated it, went down and made our corrections, and we've spent the entire week focusing on Bloomsburg University.
Obviously, it's tough to make up for 5 turnovers, but where do you see, I guess, some of the issues offensively? Is it mainly the turnovers, do you think, or is it a little bit of everything?
I think turnovers are a huge factor when you are trying to compete against a really good football team. And the fact that we turned the ball over, gave up a pick 6, we had the sack, strip, fumble, return that set up a touchdown. I felt for us to be able to win that football game, we needed to be in it in the fourth quarter, not be a multiple score deficit. We didn't do that. I think a good place for us to start is taking care of the football and being successful there.
So it's a shutout, 24-0, first time since 1994. You guys are at 3 losses, which I know is kind of against Shepherd standards. How much do you think is the message this week to kind of be playing for the standard and playing for the program as a whole?
As Mike Tomlin says, the standard is the standard. We are who we are. I think a lot of times you don't realize how hard it is to win until you don't win. And we've got to be able to, this weekend is Military Appreciation Day, Senior Day. We've got to be able to show grit and determination and come out and compete at a very high level. I feel very confident our football team is a mature football team with a lot of guys that want to play at a high level, and I think that'll happen.
What are you seeing from Bloomsburg?
I think the makeup of the Pennsylvania Athletic Conference is everybody's got really good defenses. They are very good on defense, so we'll have that challenge. They're unique offensively with zone options and stuff like that. So it's a challenge for our defense to be able to prepare for them, and it's a challenge for our offense again. So I see a good football team, a well-coached football team, a team that's on the rise. Coach Sheptock does a tremendous job. He, obviously a great, passionate football coach, just as he was as a player. So I know it's going to be a good, hard football game, and we're going to have to play well, and we're going to have to play fundamentally well to make ourselves hard to beat. And that is taking care of the football, create turnovers, taking advantage of it, being successful on third down, position yourself to be good on third down, and put the ball in the end zone.
Last one for you, Coach. Senior Day. What has this senior class meant for your program?
This is a great senior class. A lot of wonderful guys. It's always sad when you think about this. They're going to play their last game in Rams Stadium. We want to honor them. We want to enjoy the time that we have together and show our appreciation for each and every one of them that have been here for us.
Our coaches' interviews are brought to you by Parsons Ford, located 1400 Shepherdstown Road in Martinsburg, or online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first, Parsons.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Hi, Delegate Mike Hornby here. While I do not have an opponent this election cycle, I want to talk about the power of your voice, your vote. Voting is not just a right, it's a responsibility that shapes our future. Each election is an opportunity to express your values and priorities. When you vote, you influence decisions on education, healthcare, the role of government, taxes and regulations, issues that impact our lives and the generations to come. Berkeley County, remember your vote is your voice. My family fled from a dictatorship where we didn't get a voice. If you don't speak up, others will make decisions for you. Let's honor the struggles of those who fought for our right to vote by exercising that right. This November, vote for the future you want to see at the local, state, and national level. I encourage all Berkeley County residents to vote. Voting has never been easier. We have 3 locations for early voting, and your polling place can be found at sos.wv.gov. Paid for by friends of Mike Hornby.
Welcome you back here to Rams Stadium here on the pregame show as we continue to prepare for Shepherd versus Bloomsburg here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Travis, let's take a look at the Shepherd season so far after the loss last week, a 24-0 loss to Kutztown on the road. The Rams return home after a game that saw 4 interceptions and a fumble from quarterback Lek Powell. It was a tough day for Shepherd, but the defense had some bright spots throughout the game. Offensively, the Rams have already come off of a game where they've had some turnover issues throughout the season, so Lek Powell responded well last time. We'll see how he can respond today against Bloomsburg.
Absolutely, and one of the things that you can point to his struggles is that he was sacked 5 times during the course of that game, and the problem was that Kutztown was able to get pressure without having to blitz. So that meant that they were able to keep an extra defender in coverage. So even if Lek Powell was able to extend plays, which he has the mobility to do so, wasn't able to find anybody open because Kutztown's defense on the back end was very stout. Again, that was just a very tough team. Not a lot of stars on that defense, but certainly outstanding as a unit, and they made it a tough day. Not only did they slow things down as far as the passing game, they really shut off the water when it comes to the run game. Shepherd only having 18 yards during the course of the game. So you look at the running backs that Shepherd brings to bear with Malachi Brown and also Jordan Barnett and many others, still only able to get 18 yards during the course of that game. So that's going to be something that's critical for Shepherd today, is to get that running game established early on, because not only do you want to get those running backs rolling, it's going to wear down that defense, and more importantly, it's going to help set up that play-action pass and kind of take away some of that pressure that Lek Powell's having some issues dealing with here in some of these games. And again, you look at the games where he struggled, they're against very good teams where he struggled. Even you look at that Westchester team, not a good team as far as the record is concerned, but you could certainly see that was a very talented team that was out there on the field. So if you're able to give him just something extra, just something where the pressure isn't solely on him, I think that's going to be to the benefit of the Rams offense today.
Defensively, like we said, it was another strong performance for a unit that's kind of been the strength of this team all season. When they've been successful, they rely on that defense and their special teams to help make things easier for the offense in a lot of ways, and they tried their best. They certainly played well against Kutztown, forced a few turnovers. We're seeing some good things today going up against this Bloomsburg team. Shepherd, appears to have an advantage in a lot of categories, but both teams have similar records, 4-4 Bloomsburg, 5-3 Shepherd. So it was nice to see, though, last week, Travis, the defense rise to the challenge and make Kutztown kind of look like a team that didn't have the offensive firepower that we thought they had coming in.
Because we were expecting the quarterback, the outstanding quarterback, Judd Novak, to come in and really have a day, and he didn't. He only had 77 yards passing on the day, had 1 touchdown. He did have 2 interceptions. Shepherd wasn't able to get a lot of pressure on him. They only had 1 sack on the day, but they certainly made him uncomfortable and made him take a lot of checkdowns. Shepherd did an outstanding job on the back end, really eliminating Kutztown's top 2 wide receivers, and I feel that's going to be something that they can look to as a positive coming into today's game, knowing that they can take away some really good wide receivers, and that's going to be the strength of that Bloomsburg offensive attack, is how they're able to push the ball vertically down the field with their passing game. So if Shepherd is able to come in and have a similar performance, you like their chances today to pull off a win here in front of the home crowd.
All right, we'll take another break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from Shepherd Rams defensive tackle Matt Bednarski, one of the seniors being honored here today for Senior Day. This is Shepherd Rams football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. What's up?
Hey, you're still on right now because for some reason this computer's acting up. I minimize things and the bottom tab disappears, so I can't reopen.
Okay.
Anything, so I might have to turn off the computer.
So you want us to keep going?
Yeah, just let people know that we have issues, so we might go off for a second.
All right. We are experiencing technical difficulties, so we'll keep going, I guess. Travis will talk Bloomsburg now, and then hopefully those difficulties on the other end are resolved and we're able to get to that interview in a few minutes, but not a huge deal. We have some time to kill here with it being senior day and a military appreciation day, a lot of pregame festivities, which also means that this Shepherd football team has been on the field for quite a long time. Usually you go back to the locker room, maybe get some last-minute adjustments in or just kind of prepare mentally, but they've been on the field for senior day and military appreciation day. Could maybe play a little bit of a factor. Not a huge deal, though. Obviously, you want to be out there to honor those players and the military that obviously does a lot for everyone. So let's take a look at this Bloomsburg team, though, Travis. They're 4-4, and it's been kind of a crazy season for them in terms of the injuries. We're hearing about 15 injuries to players that have played significant time. They've had 4 different players line up at kicker. They're down to their quarterback at kicker, KJ Riley, who will handle all the kicking duties today, the place kicking, the field goals, the kickoffs, and the punting. So should be interesting to see how that plays out. And just a crazy year in terms of those injuries, but still a respectable record and still a team that's competing at a high level, and Shepherd can't take them lightly today like they maybe did last year.
Absolutely. You can't afford to have a mental letdown, and you mentioned senior day. That's something that any coach will tell you, is that you're always concerned about that senior day fog, like once you get into the game, because, a lot of memories, a lot of emotion is coming up. A lot of these young men have been playing football for a long time, and to get to this point, you have all those emotions coming back up, so sometimes that can get in the way of focusing on the task at hand. So if Shepherd's able to go out, kind of shake off that senior day fog early on, that's